productions kanina na po as na-present natin is yung common use terms in swine production, advantage and disadvantage of swine productions, basic requirements starting swine productions as a production system, and then HAG, zoological scheme, and then anatomical parts of the pig or swine. Okay? Okay. As commonly used terms in swine productions, unahin natin yung boar. Yung boar niya, yung technical term, is male pig of any age. Boar yung tawag. And then yung barrow, male pig or swine which was castrated while young. Pag sinabi natin castrated, we have, or castrations, ay the removal of the testicles nung part nung reproductive parts nung sabur. That is castrated, wala na siyang terms nung sa testicles. A pig that was castrated before the secondary sex characteristics have developed. And then farrowing, actions of giving birth in swine, yung panganganak. Okay? And then gestation, time during which the sow is pregnant. Okay? Yung gestation period, yung pregnancy period niya, that is tumatagal ito within the 114 days hanggang 115 days yung gestation period niya or yung pregnancy period nung swine natin. Or para mas madaling tandaan, yung farrowing period yung gestation period ng swine ay we have 3 months, 3 weeks, and 3 days. That is equivalent to 114 days. And then gilt, as young female pig under the 1-year-old, usually one that has not yet given birth. Gilt yung tawag sa kanya. Or yung gagawin nating inahin, pero hindi pa siya nanganganak. Gilt yung tawag. Okay? Or commonly term ay dumalaga. Next, we have litter. A group of pigs born in one farrowing. Sabihin natin kung 16 man siya, 10 man, or kung ilan yung inanak nung sow natin or yung inahin, ay litter yung tawag. Groups of pigs. Okay. Next, litter size. The number of young pigs born in one farrowing. Okay. Shout. Young pigs of either sex weighing approximately 60 kilograms. Shout yung tawag. Okay. Next, we have sow, a mature female pig, one that has given birth. Para ni malito yung gilt kanina, hindi pa, para sila babae pero hindi pa nanganganak yung gilt. Compared to sa sow, babae din siya pero nanganak na. Kahit ilang beses, that is sow yung tawag. Okay, next we have stag. Stag ay yung male female castrated after sexual maturity. Male pig castrated after sexual maturity. Okay. Ano yung importance nung stag, or sabihin natin, di ba, hindi siya kinastrate, yung barak or yung boar ay kinastrate natin. And then gagamitin natin yun through sakaling na, i-slaughter na siya. Because of, syempre, kung papansin nyo, yung ibang, pag hindi kasi natin tinanggal yung testicles nun, ay minsan may, tawag dito, may amoy yung karne pagka ginamit siya for meat. And then suckling, young pigs from birth up to weaning. Suckling, commonly used. And then weaning, young pigs separated from the sow about 5 weeks old. Okay, inihiwalay na natin agad yung 5 weeks week old nung weaning. Okay. Next, we have another yung advantages and disadvantage of swine productions. Okay, unahin natin yung advantage. niya, we have the efficient feed converter. No, pag sinabi nating efficient feed converter, ay mabilis yung pag-convert niya ng pagkain into meat. No, sabihin natin feed conversion ratio. Maganda, sabihin natin. Sabihin natin, kung mas marami, sabihin natin, kung kaunti yung binigay mo pagkain, pero na-convert niya ng mas maganda dun sa meat, or sabihin natin, na-convert niya into mabigat yung meat niya, that is maganda yung quality niya, no? That is yung efficient feed converter. Next, prolific, and then bring quick return. Pag sinabi natin prolific, ay ibig sabihin maganda yung katangian or yung characteristic. Sabihin natin in terms of sow, we have yung prolific, maganda siyang magbigay ng maraming anak, no? And then kung mas marami siyang binigay na anak or yung piglets, that is mas mabilis yung quick return nung investment, nung kita natin. Okay. Next, we have flexible, no? Sabihin natin as advantage ng flexibles, that is yung productions mo, sabihin natin ay small scales, nag-alaga ka ng 3 or sabihin natin 5 growing piglets or growing pigs, and then nakita mo maganda yung kita mo, yung profit mo, that is pwede kang magdagdag, that is flexible. And then small investments versus the large ruminants, no? As small investment, mabilis lang or maganda gamitin as in terms of, syempre, in terms of as management, syempre yung investment mo dito pag mas small, and then mas yung management mo mas madaling i-manage yung small investment compared to large ruminants. Like sabihin din natin as compare sa price nung swine compared to large ruminants, like sabihin natin cattle and carabao, sabihin natin as magkano yung isang piglet compare dun sa large ruminants, or sabihin natin magkano yung kalabaw ngayon, no? Ibig sabihin mas madaling gamitin yung small investment, or sabihin natin compare dun sa swine, ay mas mura siya, and then mas mabilis tayong makapagkuha ng puhunan in terms of dun sa swine kasi medyo mas mura yung prices niya in terms of sa productions, po. And then traditionally accepted as table meat, no? As commonly, sabihin natin, as syempre lahat ng Pilipino ay, or hindi naman lahat, or karamihan ng Pilipino ay gusto ang baboy. Like sabihin natin traditionally dun sa lechon, no, commonly, and then as adobo, no. And then another, we have traditionally table meat, we have trivia ko din sa inyo, that is yung meat of swine that is in the sabihin natin in the whole world, that is pang second siya, no? Second na gusto ng tao, no? Bakit second lang? Because of, sabihin natin, hindi naman lahat ng tao ay kumakain ng meat ng swine. May mga kapatid tayo, or sabihin natin na religions in terms of yung mga Muslims ay hindi kumakain ng meat ng baboy, po. Kaya nasa second lang siya. Okay? Next, we have pigs can be sold or converted into cash anytime after weaning. Po. Sabihin natin pag panganak niya after 2 weeks, pwede na natin siyang ibenta. No? Kaya maganda yung sa swine production sa kanya na yung advantage. Next, we have salvage value are high. No, pag sinabi nating salvage value, that is as sabihin natin ay compare dun sa growing system, sabihin natin ay ginamit natin yung boar, di ba? Yung boar ay hindi na siya prolific or sabihin natin hindi na siya magandang magbigay ng or sabihin natin hindi siya na nakakabuo ng in one breeding, no, dun sabihin na sa mating, ay pwede na natin siyang katayin, ano, yung boar. Yung boar na yun, kahit nakal na siya or sabi natin kahit nasa culling process na siya, yung value per kilo niya ay hindi pa rin magbabago ng price. Ibig sabihin, compare dun sa, sabihin natin within 80 kilograms to 90, yung growing to finishing swine natin compare dun sa boar, pag kinatay mo parehas yung dalawa, yung presyo ng karne nila halos the same lang. No, sabihin natin kung mataas ay halos mataas yung price, hindi mas maganda. Ano po? No, that is salvage values are high. Next, we have good market for farm byproducts. No, sabihin natin marami tayong pagkukunan anong mga market ng mga byproducts natin. Like sabihin natin ay kung may mga nagtatanim ng gulay, yung mga rejects sa kanya pwede nating bilhin and then pwedeng ipakain sa ano natin. And also yung mga food waste natin na nasasayang, no, mostly is commonly cooked, no, yung mga pinagkainan, sabihin natin ay tawag dito yung technical term nyo dito ay ano ba siya? Yung pagkain na nasayang, hindi na nakain and then bibigay sa swine natin. Okay? Next, we have high dressing percentage. Yung high dressing percentage, as pag kinatay na siya, compare dun sa poultry and then sa ruminants natin, as high yung dressing percentage niya, like sabihin natin pagka kinatay, natanggal na yung mga internal organs, ano, as kaunti lang yung natatanggal sa kanya, no? Or sabihin natin ang natitira is yung carcass, yung meat, ano? Yung meat na yon, sabihin natin ay mataas pa rin yung natitirang karne sa kanya, yung napapakinabangan, no? High dressing percentage. That is all about the advantages of swine productions. Next, we have disadvantage naman, no? Nung swine productions natin, we have number one as heavy losses due to disease and parasite. Ano po? As yun nga yung kalaban natin, no, because of, syempre, is prone siya dun sa mga different viruses, as mga microorganisms, no, as yung behavior niya as prone to loss due to disease and parasite. No po? And then, use large amount of feed grains and little rahage, no? Na sabihin natin as yung feed grains halos kung titingnan natin ay mas bahal compare dun sa rahage kasi yung mga rahage ay pwede namang kunin within that sa tabi-tabi, ano, yung rahage like sabihin natin yung mga grasses, pero mostly hindi naman masyadong kumakain ng rahage ang swine natin, ano. Kumakain naman siya pero hindi talaga kumakain ng marami, no, compare dun sa feed grains natin na talagang kailangan ng swine, no. Next, we have feed adulterations and supply. Okay, pag sinabi nating feed adulterations ay ibig sabihin yung mga ingredients or ito naalala ko din yung pag-depends nyo in terms of sa manok niya yata ginamit yan siguro ano ko lang po i-relate ko lang doon sa feed adulterations yung term. That is, yung feed adulterations ay yung pagpapakain natin dito sa swine na hindi kompleto yung mga nutritional value. No, sabihin natin as nakalagay dun sa tag nung sabihin natin yung sa PMIG, yung grower yung grower stage nung feeds. No, yung grower feeds na yun, may tag siya na nakalagay doon sa papel yung mga nutritional value. And then yung mga nutritional value dun sa tags, alam ba natin na talagang nakalagay yung exact amount na nilagay dun sa na ingredients dun sa exact amount ng nutritions dun sa ingredients, no? Hindi natin alam kung talagang as naandun yung lahat ng nutritions na yon, no? Ibig sabihin, pwedeng sabihin natin ay hindi kompleto, no? That is feed adulterations yung tawag, no? Or sometimes, bakit yung supply, no? Yung supply ng feeds, sabihin natin mahal yung different feed ingredients like copra meal, yung soybeans, sabihin natin, pwedeng hindi naman nila lagyan ng, sabihin natin kailangan dun sa grower ay 1 kilo ng copra meal, no? Pwedeng sabihin natin sa mahal, yung copra meals ay pwedeng kalahating kilo na lang yung pwedeng ilagay, no? That is sa feed adulterations, and then yung supply ay because of dun sa price, no? And then sa fluctuations or yung fluctuating prices, alam din natin to as habang sabihin natin oras-oras or araw-araw pwedeng magbago yung prices ng mga like feeds and medicines nung swine natin. Napaka pwedeng magbago araw-araw or linggo or months, no? Hindi natin masabi, no? As yun yung disadvantage naman. Next, we have high labor requirements during farrowing season, no? As bakit? Kailangan dito nung labor requirements during farrowing season, like sabihin natin dapat may mga technical know-how yung nagmamanage, ano. And then also, maraming labor din na kailangan, like sabihin natin, mag-a-assist dun sa nagpaparaw na sow, no? Kailangan mong i-assist yon, and then kailangan mong as pagkalabas ng piglets, pupunasan mo yung placenta or yung inunan ng baboy, and then lalagay mo siya dun sa pen na hindi madadaganan, no, mostly. And then another ay pagkalabas ng piglet ay kailangan mo siyang i-brooding, ano, kailangan siya or painitan din, no, in terms of that. And then last disadvantage, as ito yung issue in terms of the swine productions, kaya nga sabihin natin yung pagka nag-establish tayo ng swine productions ay dapat nasa malayo, ano, through the rural areas, ano po. And then objectives, characteristic of order, kung titingnan talaga natin, as syempre kahit ikaw naman is gusto mo as walang amoy yung swine productions mo. Ito yung pinag-objectan ng lahat ng karamihan through social issues, ano po. Okay? Hindi lang sa social issues, kundi sa environmental issues din. Kung hindi maayos yung improper management mo nung pag-disposal nung sa mga manure mo, no? Okay? That is advantage and disadvantage of swine productions. Okay po? Next naman po is yung production system. We have the production system in the Philippines, or hindi lang naman dito, as we have my general classification system tayo in terms of sow herd enterprise, and then growing finishing enterprise, and then letter C is boar for higher enterprises. Okay. As isa-isahin natin, under the sow herd enterprise, may tatlo siya, yung farrow to feeder operations, may farrow to finish operations, and then 3 farrow to breeder operations. No. As unahin natin itong sow herd, and then ano yung pagkakaiba-iba ng tatlo. Okay. For the sow herd enterprise, we have the number 1 is yung farrow to feeder operations. Okay. Yung sow, ang sabi nga natin is yung sow ay yung nanganak ng baboy, no? As sabihin natin, yung farrow to feeder operations, producers start with a pregnant yield or sow to produce pigs weanlings. Pag sinabing weanlings ay yung paghiwalay na, no? Which are sold to other raisers who grows then until marketable weight is achieved. Okay? As farrow to feeder, no? Sabihin natin, pagkapanganak ng piglets, hiniwalay natin, then pagkahiwalay na ibenta natin, yun yung farrow to feeder operations. Okay? And then, another system, we have the farrow to finish operations. Okay? We have producers start with a pregnant gilt or sow to produce feeder pigs, weanlings, which he grows until slaughter weight is achieved. No, kung sabihin naman natin, ikaw naman na may sabihin natin as may swine productions, no, nanganak yung baboy mo, and then pinalaki mo hanggang ibenta, that is farrow to finish operations. Na po. And then, farrow to breeder operations naman, producer starts with a pregnant gilt or sow to produce breeder stocks or sabihin natin junior boar and replacement gilt. No, farrow to feeder operations. Po, as papalitan mo yung junior boar mo or yung gilts. Ano, pagkapanganak, pipili ka doon ng magandang karakteristik na gagawin mong inahin or yung barako, no, ng boar. No, that is farrow to breeder operations. Okay? That is, yun yung under the sow herd enterprise. Next, we have growing finishing enterprise. We have dito naman siya, producer starts with feeder weanlings and raiser them to slaughter weight of about 80 to 95 kilograms. Okay, balikan natin yung slide na una. That is, yung number 1, farrow to feeder operations. Di ba? Dito sa farrow feeder operations, as nag-produce ka ng weanlings and then saan mo binenta? No, yung sow herd enterprise, dito siya pupunta sa growing finishing enterprise. Dito na benta. No. As producer starts with feeder weanlings and raises them to slaughter weight of about 80 to 95 kilograms. No po. As yun yung growing to finishing. Okay? Most of the small swine holders in Asian region, because of limited financial resources and technical know-how, no? Ito yung ginagamit. No? And then, ano yung profit is influenced by, sabihin natin, pwedeng availability and continuous supply of good quality feeders, pigs, no, ano yung mga available na pwedeng as meron sa market, ano, or sa mga agricultural supplies. As kung maganda yung supply, or sabihin natin mas marami, no, mas maganda rin yung profit mo because of maganda yung quality ng feeder pigs. Okay? Next, we have cost of feeds and feeder pigs. Ano po? Pwede rin siya. Kung yung cost of feeds, sabihin natin kung mahal or mura, mas maganda kung mura yung feeds, mas maganda yung profit mo. No? And then, capacity operators in avoiding losses from disease, pests, and other animals. No? Ano yung capacity ng operator like this? Sabihin natin as maganda or sabihin natin may technical know-how all about the growing finishing enterprise. Okay, ang mga management lang naman na pwedeng gawin dito sa growing finishing enterprise ay as ito lang yung mga practices ay sabihin natin magpapakain, papaliguan yung baboy, dilinisan yung kulungan, then ulit-ulit lang, no, hanggang ma-reach niya yung marketable weight niya, and then within the 3 months to 5 months ay pwede mo nang, 3 months to 4 months ay pwede mo nang maibenta yung baboy natin. No? And then may disadvantage naman and advantage dito. We have, sabihin natin dun sa growing finishing enterprise, we have faster rate of capital return than the sow herd enterprise. Bakit? As compare dito dun sa sow herd enterprise, mostly sabihin natin dito sa farrow to finish operations, syempre kailangan mo ng mga yung may mga technical know-how dun sa mag-a-assess. Alam nila yung gagawin kung paano yung management terms of sa operations nito. No? Sabihin natin, ang daming, in terms of management, ang daming gagawin dito sa sow herd enterprise. Sabihin natin, mag-a-assist ka nung inahin, and then lilinisan mo yung piglet, and then ihiwalay mo sa inahin. No, compare dun sa growing to finishing, ito lang gagawin, papakain, lilinisan yung baboy, papaliguan, yung kulungan, and then yun lang, no, compare dun sa sow herd enterprise. Okay? Next, we have sow piglet management problems are avoided. No? Okay? Next, we have high. Kung ito rin, kung small uh, productions in terms of growing, finishing, enterprise, we have high penalty for slow growth due to the substandard management. Kung sabihin natin may kalaban ka or sabihin natin ay nag-apply for the sanitations, ay medyo sabihin natin hindi na-required yung standard procedures in terms of swine productions mo. Yun yung disadvantage naman pag ginamit natin for the small scales. Okay? Next production system ay we have boar for high enterprise. Pag sinabi natin boar, yung barakong baboy, no? That is uncastrated, no? And then producer starts with a young boar which he grows and trains to breeder age. No, sabihin natin ay pwede siyang ma-train through hanggang 1 taon up to pataas. No? And then the boar is used to breed the gilt or sow in the community for a fee. No, alam naman din natin, siguro hindi ko lang alam dyan sa mga lugar nyo or dito halos parang wala nang akong nakikita for the boar for hire. Sa amin, sabihin natin sa Bicol, sa lugar namin, ang dami ko pang nakikita in terms of yung types of enterprise na to. Yung boar ay, ina-hired lang, and then pagka imimate mo dun sa gilt or dun sa sow mo, and then may bayad yon. Next, we have yung pina yun, maybe sabihin natin, pag nabuo, yung sabihin natin pagka minate natin dun sa sow nyo, ay pag nabuo ay pwedeng bayaran siya, no? Cash or in-kind. Pag sinabi natin in-kind, sabihin natin, once na nabuntis yung sow and then nagparo na siya, sabihin natin pagkatapos nun, na winling na, may bayad siyang 3 piglets, no? That is in-kind, no? Whichever is acceptable to the consumer. Ano na lang to? Depende dun sa pag-uusap nung consumer, nung boar for hire. Ano po? Profitability depends on the following. No, kung kanina ganun sa growing to finishing, ito naman yung boar for hire, ito yung mga profitability depends on the following. We have the boar quality. No, pag sinabi natin boar quality, maganda pa yung pangangatawan. Then, as yung sperm count niya, mas marami pa siyang nabubuntis, no? And then, number and quality of sow serve, no? Sabihin natin kung sa isang linggo, nakakailang service ba yung boar natin? Sabihin natin, mas maganda, 4, or sabihin natin, araw-araw, no? Yung mga gandang profitability, kung sabihin natin araw-araw, maganda yung kita mo. And then, willingness of customers to use the boar and to pay the breeding fee. No? Siyempre, dun sa customers, dapat kailangan yung service mo ay maganda. No? Kung maganda yung service mo, and then pwede kang balikan ng customers. No? And then, capacity of operator to avoid losses from mechanical injuries and diseases. No, ito lang yung problema pag sabihin natin kung maliit yung inahin din mas malaki yung boar, maaaring magkaroon ng mechanical injuries, or losses dun sa natin. And then yung profit mo ay medyo sabihin natin imbis na bayaran ka, baka ikaw pa yung magbayad, pwedeng ganun yung nangyari. Okay, as advantage, as small capital ng boar, no, isa lang naman siya, tapos mo siya, papahire mo siya, and then pagkatapos nun ay napakadali, small capital lang yung kailangan, no? And then fast return to investment
once na may willingness to customer na magpa-mate dun sa sow or gilt, and then ora mismo pwede ka nang bayaran. And then supplementary source of income. Bakit pag supplementary source of income? Hindi naman araw-araw merong nagpapa-mate nung gilt or sow, no? Kaya supplementary source of income yung tawag sa kanya. No, improves pig quality. Bakit pagka sinabing improves pig quality, that is more on as naiiba yung characteristic ng sow. Hindi lang ibig sabihin yung gumagamit ng customer ay isang lahi lang. Pwedeng sabihin natin ibang lahi yung burr mo, and then mamimate siya ng ibang lahi. No? And then yung disadvantage naman, heavy penalty for halted operations due to disease. No? And then careless management could ruin the industry in the community. No? Yun yung sa work for hire enterprise has disadvantage. Okay? Then what are the factors to consider in selections of production system? No? Or sabihin natin to establish. No? As number one, the amount of capital, labor, and land availability. Siyempre, pagka siselect tayo ng production system, kailangan natin ng capital. And then, yung capital na yun, siyempre, ang isipin natin muna ay, siyempre, yung maliit. Ano? Or sabihin natin, pwede namang malaki, kaso yung pag malaki, high risk yung pwedeng mangyari. No? Pero kung small scales, low risk tayo. And then, as yung management niya ay sabihin natin, manageable. No? And then labor, syempre yung labor requirements mo is dapat as may technical know-how all about dun sa production system na gagawin mo. And also, ikaw din. Ano? And then land availability, no? As i-consider din natin, syempre dapat malayo sa mga rural areas or urban areas na walang magre-reklamo. No? And then, number two, we have the level of management. Yun nga sa iyo kanina, as kung small scales ba siya or as a large scales. And then, marketing skills needed. Kung sabihin natin, as ano yung mga marketing strategies mo in terms of dun sa production system. Kung growing to finishing ba? Or work for hire? No? And then, next, we have number three, yung social and then environmental implications associated with manure management. No? Siyempre, i-consider mo to, siyempre yung social acceptance, sabihin natin yung amoy. No? And then yung environmental implication, siyempre, yung implications mo, paano kung consider mo, paano kung yung improper management mo nung disposal ng manure, hindi maganda. No? Yun yung medyo problema. Or sabihin natin, as pinamaganda, environmental implications is yung proper management. Sabihin natin, yung proper management, pwedeng yung manure ng swine ay pwede mong gamitin into or i-process into organic fertilizer. Mapuproduce ka, pwede mong gawin ganon. Or pwedeng sabihin natin, as yung manure ng swine mo, pwede mo i-convert through biogas, that is for the environmental implications na proper management mo. And then, mas maganda, hindi ka makakapwerwisyo. No? That is the factors to consider in selections of a production system. No? Okay? We have next as hog zoological scheme. No? Yung zoological scheme, that is taxonomy classifications under dito sa swine. No? Tingnan natin is yung kingdom niya ay animalia. No? Yung phylum, chordata, that is pag sinabi natin sa chordata ay vertebrate, kabilang siya sa vertebrate, that is may backbone naman ng swine. Yung class is mammalia, yung order Artiodactyla. Pag sinabi nating order na Artiodactyla, ito yung mga grupo ng animals, like sabihin natin camel, cattle, sheep, giraffe kasama dito. Bakit Artiodactyla? Ano yung characteristic pa nila? Hindi lang lahat sabihin natin, hindi siya mostly sabihin natin livestock, no, yung livestock animals. Pero ang camel di naman siya kabilang pa rin siya sa livestock. And then characteristic nila dun sa parts ng paa. Ano, pag sinabing artiodactyla, yung itsura ng hoof. Pag sinabing hoof, ay yung paa nila, di ba parang may ano siya, yung kuko nila, ibig sabihin, halos ano siya, sabihin natin minsan buo, and then yung iba like katulad dito sa paanong baboy ay hati yung toe. That is, yung kuko na yun yung characteristic nila nakabilang dito sa Artodactyla. Like hippopotamus, ganun din, kasama din siya sa order dito, no? And then family Sudae, that is yung family ng Sudae, like sabihin natin hogs, swine, pigs, kasama siya sa family. And then genus, yung sus, and then species as sus scropa and betatus. Then we have the subspecies, yung modern species ngayon is yung domesticus. Okay. As mostly, yung scientific name ng hogs ay Sus scropa and Sus betatus. Ang madalas gamitin dito sa scientific name is yung Sus betatus, no? As commonly, no? And then pwede naman siyang Sus scropa, pero yung Sus scropa, that is, kung titingnan natin kung saan siya nag-origin, ano, as wild hog of continental, or sabihin natin from European, ang Sus scropa, no? And then yung Sus betatus naman was the chief, if that the only species of the East Indian or dun sa Indonesian part na contribute to the domestic swine, no? Magkaiba yung origin niya, is from European yung Sus scropa, and then Sus betatus, that is from the Indonesian regions. Okay? We have the anatomical parts of pigs, no? Sabi ko nga kanina, ay ano yung pagkakaiba ng mga iba't ibang parts ng swine compared to ruminants. Okay? Ito yung pinakakakaiba sa kanya, that is, kung nakita niyo sa part ng ulo, no po, yung snout, no? Yung snout na to is yung sabihin natin ay, ano ba to? Yung pangsungkal niya, na yung dulo ng bibig na yun. And then, another is yung jowl, no? Yan siya. Yan yung mga special parts niya, yung jowl and snout, no? Na sabihin natin, nawala sa ibang ruminants. Okay? We have, ito din siya, we have yung pastern, we have, ano siya, juclo, we have the ham, meron din sa ano, no, and so on. Yan yung anatomical parts of the pigs. Okay?